I've talked about it before on my channel. Learning a new language can be frustrating, even painful, and at times scary. People want to know when they will learn their target language and how and where they will struggle along the way. Sadly, there's no way to tell. However, there are some clear signs that you are indeed learning a new language. And in this video, we are going to cover 8 of those signs that show you that you are doing a good job and that you are well on your way to proficiency. But actually, before we start, I would like to tell you that this video is sponsored by me. Yes, you can do that. In my book, learning a new language is done through communication with the real human being. I think that tutoring and one-on-one coaching are very efficient ways to learn a new language. To do that online, my platform of choice is italki. Italki lets you connect with native speaker community tutors and professional teachers, all from the comfort of your own couch. Sign up now on italki with the referral link in the video description to get $5 once you spend $20 or more. It's a little way to help me. And if you want to learn French or get started with French, you can order a trial lesson on italki with me. Just look up Luca Leandre on there. Alright, let's get to it. Sign number 1. If you get excited or nervous when you hear the language you're talking or when you're about to speak that language. It can be uncomfortable and it can be painful, but it's a great sign. And why is that? Well, it shows that at a deep subconscious level, your mind recognizes this language as something important, something you don't want to mess up. And it's great. It shows that there are some emotions attached to it, and that's what we want. If you feel nervous before talking your new language, keep pushing. You might get there sooner than you think. Sign number 2 that you are learning your target language. You catch yourself thinking about it even at times that are not related to that language, outside of practice sessions. It's a great sign. You might wonder how to say something or remind yourself of a sentence that you didn't understand that you heard earlier, or even remind yourself of what you can say. Doesn't matter. If you think about it at all outside of practice lessons, it's a great sign. It means that you're starting to get obsessed. And you know what we think about obsession around here. We love it and we strive for it. So even if it's annoying and it's a bit exhausting at times, embrace it. Obsession is great and will get you a long way. Keep pushing, you'll get there. Sign number 3. You always talk about the language you're learning, and it always comes to the topic of conversation, whether it's with someone you already know or with the people you're meeting. Now, you might feel a bit embarrassed and you might feel that you're annoying or repetitive, but it's a great sign. In my opinion, you shouldn't be embarrassed about it. You should talk about it as much as you want, unless it bores people out. But at this point, I think that anyone worth spending time with should find languages fascinating and endlessly interesting. But that's just me. So if you find yourself always talking about it, it's a great sign. It shows that it's becoming a part of who you are, and that comes out to obsession, so you already know it. Mon ami, you are learning. Sign number 4. You are getting very frustrated and embarrassed when you're making a mistake in the language you're learning. We all know that making mistakes is a very important part of language learning, even though it has the annoying tendency of making us feel hopeless and incapable. However, you must change your perception of them, because making mistakes is what builds your level in a language. It's what rectifies the little thing that you're doing wrong, and it's what allows you to get proficient at some point. So when you're making mistakes, you might feel some very negative emotions, and actually it's a good sign. It shows that you want to do it correctly. You want to speak with a good speech, with a good level, without making too many mistakes. It's great. It shows that it's important for you. And along those negative feelings may come some adrenaline and some dopamine, 2 hormones that really make learning more efficient. So if you're getting upset when you make a mistake to some extent, it's a good sign. You are well on track. Continue. Sign number 5. This one is more about method than is of a sign, but I thought I'd put it in there anyway. If you enjoy practicing your language you're learning, your target language, if you enjoy consuming content and getting passive input with some nice shows, with some quality literature, if you enjoy spending some time with the people you're practicing with, It's all great news. It shows that you're not ready to quit anytime soon. So if for you, learning your target language sounds like fun, well, get ready to land in Fluency Land because you're now aboard of Proficiency Airline, the airline we all want to fly in. Sign number 6, you can say things without thinking about them. If you can say a few words or even sentences without thinking about the technique, without thinking about the grammar, how to place your tongue, or even the stress patterns, this is great news. It shows that your brain started to internalize, and that's the magic word here. And if it did it once, it's very likely that it will do it again and again and again until you're fluent. It's like a big airplane engine. It takes a lot of effort to start it, but once it started, it can get you very far. Yes, I scripted this video on an airplane and I felt very inspired by that. Sign number 7, you dream in the language that you're learning. Yes, you heard me right. You can dream in a language that is not your native language. Now, when I say dreaming in that language, it can mean several things. It can either mean that you are having full-on conversation in the language you're learning, and at that point, you're already there. Like, you're already fluent and proficient. You don't need this video. But you can also be dreaming about unintelligible sounds that don't make sense, or even some words here and there that you can't really understand, but you know that it's in that language. It shows that your brain is processing what you're learning during the day at night. And this is amazing news. You know what? If you had to only trust one sign from this video, this one will be the one. When I dream in the language I'm learning, when I first do this, I get very excited because even though it's annoying because you just end up waking up feeling like you didn't get a good rest because it feels like you've been thinking all night, it's great news. It shows that your brain is analyzing what you learn and it's making it like more optimized, making it more suitable for you, and putting it in your subconscious, taking it from your conscious mind to your subconscious. This is great. Like, that's the best you can hope for. It means that you are learning your new language. Your Honor, this is undeniable evidence. And sign number 8, you seem to forget everything and you just don't progress at all. Yeah, it's kind of intuitive, but if you feel like you're forgetting everything that you've learned, if you feel like it's getting more complicated again, well, it's just that you're having a few rainy days. I recommend you watch the video I made about the rainy day theory, my theory about language learning. But it's essentially great news because you're just internalizing what you're learning and you're about to experience some new stage of fluency right after that. Alright, I think that wraps it up for today. There might be some other signs that I missed, but those were the signs that were obvious to me and that I really want to share with you. Again, this is not verified science. I am not a linguist, and some signs might not be as clear as I'm telling you they are, and I might miss some other ones. If you didn't recognize yourself in those signs, don't panic. It's okay. You might be too early in your language learning, or maybe you're not realizing you're having those yet. But if you feel like you've been stagnating and you've been not making progress although you should have, it's a good idea to review your language learning method, try to implement something new and change a thing or two. Again, if you want to support the channel and me, you can go in the video description and sign up on italki and you will get $5 once you spend $20 or more. I appreciate it if you do. I'm also thinking of doing another video about language learning, about the language learning app specifically, and to tell you my view on the topic. So I'd like to know if you're interested by that. Tell me in the comment section down below. I hope you enjoyed the video and that you learned something new. If that is the case, please drop a like and consider subscribing. As always, I've enjoyed scripting the video and presenting it to you. À bientôt!